Good afternoon. Good evening. So, what is on the table for the afternoon, evening? I'm going to talk about something. And it may be confusing for a lot of you. And that's okay. It's going to bring a lot of questions. Like, what's this guy talking about? Like, where is he going with this? You'll understand. Right? Integration. Right, because there's all this stuff about relationships and all this stuff about why guys aren't doing this and why women aren't doing this and why this and why that and okay. so guy's point of view here. Okay? So, ladies, this is for you. And for the record, it's not that we hate you. It's not that we don't find you beautiful. It's not that we don't find you sexy. It's not that we don't find you alluring. It's not that we don't want to be with you. It's not that we don't want to have anything to do with you. That is not the case. Right? So, let me just put that out there first of all. Now, for most of us guys out there, we tend to, these days, be a lot more careful with our integration of how we allow women into our life. Right? Because once you've been smacked around once by a woman, and that's not just actual physical abuse, right? But that's with psychological, with emotional, with right, yeah. After you've been smacked around by a woman once or twice or 20 times, right? You tend to develop a keen ability to integrate. You take all the feelings and all the emotions and all the plaque of those situations that you have commingled into a group of what is now your heart space, right? All the pain, and you tend to turn it into something that where you would rather have your peace. Ladies, once again, it's not that we don't like you. It's not that we don't want to be around you. It's not that we don't want to date you. It's not that we don't want to. That's not what this is about. It's about our ability to integrate who we truly are. Because let's face it, ladies, a lot of you wouldn't know a good guy if it slapped you in the face twice. Most of you wouldn't know a good situation if it was handed to you on a silver platter. That's just the truth. That's Guy's point of view. Most of you would rather find a reason to keep us out of your life than find a reason to allow us into your life. You look at our insecurities, you look at our shortcomings, you look at our things that make us undesirable, right? And you'll turn that into a reason to not allow us into your life. That'll be the deciding factor that will keep the door closed, and you'll find something that you're more inclined to allow in your life. Whether it's meaningful, whether it brings what you're looking for or not. Right? That's why I said most of you wouldn't know a good person if it smacked you in the face twice. That's just truth. That's not battering. That's not trying to cast any kind of an illusion. That is the truth. That is why so many guys would rather go and sit in a bar, if you will, and have a Coke and a smile or have a beer and just stare at the TV and not even, yeah, we'll look at you as you walk past, but that's about as far as it goes. Why? Because we know what will happen if we approach you. But 80% of the time, it's a pretty accurate outcome. Now, am I saying that's how all of you are? No. 80% of the time, that is pretty much like if a guy walks up to a woman, the initial output of a woman's mindset is going to be, I wonder what he does for a living. I wonder how much money he makes. I wonder how many drinks I can get out of him. Before either he realizes that he made a mistake and walks away, or before the woman realizes that, hey, she found a decent guy and maybe I should give him a chance. I use the bar as because that's where we all kind of seem to like render all of our output to, right? Consumption, if you will. When most of us dawn our mindsets to where to pick up people, how to like integrate all that, we think of bars and consumption and that kind of thing. Where are our inhibitions going to be at the lowest form possible, right? And let's face it, when you're drinking, your inhibitions are going to be at the lowest form possible. But for guys, this thing nowadays, ladies, it's a life or death. Because it is. Because we know. We have about 5 minutes. In most cases, we have less than that. In most cases, we have maybe 2 minutes of decision as to whether or not the dynamic is going to go in this direction or if it's going to go this direction. And in some cases, you got about 30 seconds, maybe a minute. Most of the time, that lady's going to take one look at you and she's going to be like, nah. You guys are all curious. I hear it all the time. I hear it all the time everywhere I go. Every time I'm out, I'll be hearing side chatter and it's just like, man. All right? So... So here's the truth. This is from a guy's cortex, if you will. It has nothing to do with how beautiful you are in that silky looking dress. It has nothing to do with. It has everything to do with being able to integrate the lessons that we've already learned and bring them into a new situation. Integration. How do you integrate the lessons that you've learned from past situations and not bring the past into a new situation, but integrate the lessons so you don't repeat the same patterns? But I hope you're all having a great day. Love you guys. Till next time.